Welcome to the Ricky Matthews Show from the Citizens Bank Studio. Hope you're having a great day as we continue to celebrate so many wonderful people working in the trenches across the great state of Mississippi to make this such a better place to live, work, and play. Hey, I got a note from a friend not long ago telling me about a Mississippi horse rescue effort that has been underway for some time. There's a really important event coming up. And I invited Laurie Carter to join us. She's a dedicated volunteer involved in this effort. We'll give you a lot of the details and whatever. But without any further ado, let me welcome Laurie to the Ricky Matthews Show. How you doing, Laurie?
Thank you. Doing great. Doing great in Ocean Springs.
Yeah, you're in Ocean Springs. That's cool. Very cool.
Yes.
One of my favorite places for sure.
Mine too.
So look, let's right off the bat, let's give the details on the event that's coming up. I mean, it's a long process you guys have been through to get to this point. It's finally about to happen. But tell us about the event.
Well, the Heart of the Horse Trainers Rescue is an event that's going to take place this weekend. We're going to have 9 horses that were completely untrained, untamed, and they basically had no future. Horses get into a bad situation if they're not trained. And so they went home with trainers in January at an event we had in Jackson. And this weekend, they're all coming back to compete on Friday and Saturday in what we call the Heart of the Horse Trainers Challenge. They'll be competing for over $15,000 in cash and prizes. And then they will be presented in an auction to pre-approved bidders. So they'll go home to a good home and it'll give them a future. It's a big deal.
Wow, that is so cool. It's a 2-day event.
It's 2 days. That's how long it takes. We also have challenge ponies and youth who are training 7 ponies. Mississippi Horse Rescue took in 97 ponies from a property that the owner surrendered them. She was fearful for their future. And they've been on this property for 5 generations. So Mississippi Horse Rescue took them in November, and 7 of them are trained now. They're adorable little Shetlands, and these kids are going to compete with them. And so Friday will be in the morning. It'll be trail, followed by ground manners. And then on Saturday is a big event. It's the freestyle event where they get to kind of show everything they learned. They'll do something to a song. So the last time, Betsy Monday, who won the event, dressed as a medieval princess and chased around her friend that was in an inflatable dragon costume, which if you know thoroughbreds, which is what she had, they're not that good with that kind of thing. But these horses are so well trained. They're rigorously loved and rigorously taken around to different shows and different clinics, and they really do a good job with them.
Listen, Laura, how did you get involved in horse rescue? What an important thing to do.
Well, I've always loved horses, but one day Susie Lane brought me and Jamie King up to Mississippi Horse Rescue for a cleanup day. That was probably about 10 years ago. And it's just something that once you see, you can't unsee. And I just can't get it off my heart. So it's something that even though it's 3.5 hours away and there's no other reason I've really been to Jackson, I go up there regularly and I help them from down here as much as I possibly can. Basically helping them, get media, or I'll go up and use my photography skills and shoot the horses and help to promote what they're doing, because it's important work. I mean, as soon as you don't care about your animals, then you really are losing something in society.
Yeah, I can see how it happens. Listen, I had the beauty of being raised in a situation where one of my uncles owned a farm right outside Birmingham in the Springville, Alabama area. My cousin Harold, they were big time show guys. They did barrel racing and pickup and all those dangerous stuff that you can do with a horse. And I spent a lot of time on that farm just enjoying the horses. And what I gained appreciation for people who are not horse people is that you got to pay attention to them. You got to give them love. You got to listen to them. You got to feed them properly. You got to take care of them. And for people who get, people have good intentions. They'll buy a horse and, they'll do the right thing for a while, but then they start to neglect them. Maybe there's some issue in their family, or there's a billion things that can happen. But it doesn't take long for a horse not to get the attention that it deserves and needs for there to be a problem. And it can happen pretty rapidly, can it?
It can happen rapidly. A lot of people think, oh, they just need to eat grass. Well, they don't. They really need more than grass. They're just not going to make it. They'll be poor quick. And everybody, I'm glad you brought that up, because everybody has a horse story. Everybody went to camp or had an uncle or their dad had one, or it's something that touches most people's heart. And the part about getting outside and really having to connect with nature, and you're connecting with such a majestic animal. I always say there's an Indian tribe. It's up in the Midwest, and their Indian word for horse is sacred dog. I mean, they're incredibly trusting, but then they're incredibly insightful. And there's just nothing like it. They treat trauma. They treat people who have spastic issues or cerebral palsy. My stepdaughter has cerebral palsy. There's nothing like a horse that can mimic that walking movement and strengthen the core and those muscles. There's nothing like it. So yeah, they need a lot of care. And it is a lot of work, but it instills so much responsibility. And to me, it's a good building block for a good workforce and a good work ethic. There's a lot to it, a lot more to it than just the girl with the pony.
Is that a Walter Anderson mural I see behind you?
This is a Chris Stebley mural. I was on the board of the Walter Anderson Museum.
Yeah,
and I talked him into doing a mural. Do you want to see it? It's 40 feet. Yeah, it's 40 feet long. This is St. Francis.
So what we're seeing, I mean, Chris Stebley is part of the Anderson family, and his style is very similar to Walter Anderson. For people who don't know Walter Anderson, he's just iconic figure in coastal Mississippi, especially in Ocean Springs. He was a Renaissance man, traveled the world, and his style was so unique. You can see it at the Walter Anderson Museum in downtown Ocean Springs. But Chris, I have one of his paintings in my house, for a matter of fact, but he does such a great job. You can bring it back to yourself. So Laurie, let's do this. Let's circle back now and let's talk specific for people who really want to be involved in this event, because this show's going across the state of Mississippi. The 2025 Heart of the Horse Trainers Challenge. What a terrific event this is. Tell us a little bit more so people who are interested will know what to do.
Well, if you're around Jackson, or if you can be around Jackson, it's a great show on Saturday, especially. It starts at 9 a.m. and the trainers are going to be showing off their horses and everything that they can do to a song. And it's called the freestyle event, which is sort of a reining event as well. And it runs the gamut. It's wide open. They can jump things. They can show reining spins and stops. They can, we won't have any cows, but maybe they could show a little bit of the ranchman skills. But definitely try to come. If you can come, it's free to the public. And if you can come to the fairgrounds of the Kirk Fordyce Equine Center, I promise you'll be on your feet, and there's barely a dry eye in the house.
This weekend, May 16th and 17th, the 2025 Heart of the Horse Trainers Challenge. I love what's behind this opportunity for trainers to take these horses that others have given up on and come back, or have an opportunity to train them and then bring them back and compete. How long has this been going on?
Well, this is our second one, and thanks to Southern Ag Credit and Steve, and Philip Morgan.
Yeah,
we really have the momentum now to do it, because it's a lot of work. We started almost a year ago, and Julie Seal, your friend, is really the heart of the whole thing, along with Stephanie Billingsley of Mississippi Horse Rescue, and Caitlin McDonald is the executive director. She's amazing. I don't think she's made one mistake. She's just young and promising. Anyway, we started in January at the trainers pickup. And that's when the trainers picked their horses and brought them home. And literally they had to shoe them on the trailer. Took over 2 hours to even get a halter on a lot of them. So, and now
Wow.
they're riding them without bridles, and it's just amazing.
Well, Julie Seal, her husband Mike, and actually he grew up not far down the road from me, and his brother Raymond, God rest his soul, was one of my best friends. So yeah, it's a small world. All the dots connect. You know that. We're just a few degrees of separation apart from one another. Laurie, it's been a pleasure to spend some time with you. Thank you for your passion.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been great. This has been Laurie Carter, and join in. Go up to Jackson to the Kurt Fordyce Equine Center in Jackson this weekend, May 16th and 17th for the 2025 Heart of the Horse Trainers Challenge. Have a great day. It's great to see you, Laurie. When we come back, we're going to continue the show. We'll see you right after this.